Table 2, I'm in the cutoff, but 6 queen offsuit is just a little bit too bad, so I'm going to fold it. Table 1, if it gets folded to me, then I'm definitely raising. Suited connected on the button. I don't usually like limping at all on the button, and I never limp on the small blind, especially with antes. It's not going to be profitable, I don't think. It's a pretty decent flop for us, table 1. Somebody could be drawing. I'm going to check it this time there. If it's a nice turn card like that one, then I'm going to bet the turn if it gets checked around to me, which it does. Uh, 60. I've still got outs. The 7 is still an out, and I think anyone with a draw is probably calling me down, like flush draw, straight draw. Ace 4 suited, good enough to raise from the cutoff. Seven 8 offsuit, good enough to raise from the small blind against the unknown. And seeing as I have the button, table 3, I'm going to call it. Good flop, table 1 and table 3, even though that ace can hit him. And it looks like it did from that big c-bet, but I'm going to call one bet at least. If he bets again, I'm going to fold on table 3. Table 2, c-bet. Should take this down the majority of the time, which I do. Table 1, he could have ace 9, just calling me down, which is just now hit. But he could also have 10s. Small value bet or check. Well, as soon as that ace comes, I don't think his paying is off with much, so I'm going to check. Yeah, and he had 8 9. I don't know if it paid us off when that ace comes on the river, because that's a pretty bad card for both of us. I guess I could have bet small, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a big mistake. Queen 6 on the button, going to raise it. This guy in the big blind has a high fold steal percentage, so it should be profitable. And when he calls, he's probably got something. So I think I'm going to... Oh my god. Why are you donk betting me? If he bets any more than one street, then I'm folding. Probably could have folded the flop on table 5. Table 3, c-bet, obvious. Probably got the best hand. And when that turn card comes, I think I'm going to double barrel. And I get snap called again, so I'm just going to check it. And this guy's a complete idiot, I reckon. 10 jack. Yep. Fish. This guy donk bets into us, so could have queen ace, could have queen jack maybe, queen king, all his flush draws I reckon. When he checks, I'm going to bet it. If I get raised at any point, I'm folding on table 1. So I really don't want another straight card coming off or an ace on the river. If I was in the cut-off on table 2, I'd raise it, but I'm under the gun essentially, so seeing as this guy's sitting out, so nah, not good enough. Three king, 3-handed on the button, good enough to raise. Gonna be raising any high card 3-handed, especially on the button. A7, good enough to call 3-handed as well. Pretty bad flop, hits his range. He is only betting half the pot. Gonna put out a raise on table 1. If I get a call, I'm giving up. Yeah, and he insta-fold, so that was just a c-bet with the air. I didn't want to call, and then I'd have to fold to his turn bet, whatever it was. And I could get small pocket pairs to fold with that flop raise. That's why I think it was best. Call in table 3. If I hit a 9, then it's going to be a big payday. And he still might have ace king or ace queen. And it looks like he does, so on table 3 I'm going to bet to get the fish to call. $1. I'm never folding to this short stack fish. If I get raised by this loose aggressive guy, then I'm going to have to fold. Seven, not the best card. He could easily have a 7, but I still can't fold. Table 1. Queen Jack in the big blind, 3-handed. Going to 3-bet it, I think. And then c-bet that ace high board. Table 3. I'm not gonna try and steal his blind, seeing as it's a fish. Table 4. Damn nice pot odds, plus implied odds, so I'm gonna call it. Table 1, I'd usually try and steal blinds, but I've been attacking this guy quite a lot, so he might start 3-betting me and attacking me back, which I don't want. Table 1 probably got the best hand, well, not probably got the best hand, but probably missed both the other players, so I'm going to c-bet it. And I can always take it down on later streets if they do call. Say if an ace comes on a turn, then it's going to be a nice double barreling card. Table 4, I could take a stab at it, but there's a fish in the hand as well, so I'm just going to have to check it down and hope I catch a 5 or 6 and it's good. I really don't think anyone's got an ace. but I don't think I'm getting. Nah, I'm just gonna give it up. Can't really represent the ace. Table 1, I'm going to try and steal his blinds. Table 2, good enough to raise, seeing as we're 5-handed. King 10 suited. 6-8 offsuit on the button, 3-handed, definitely want to be aggressive and raise it. I still haven't been 3-bet on table 1, so I'm going to keep up my aggression. Second pair, table 2, against the guy that's played 100% of his hands out of 4 hands, and he's only playing 1 table, so he seems like a bit of a weak player. Possibly lose passive, so going to bet 60 to get calls from worse hands. When this guy limps in the pot on table 1 and I have top pair, I'm just going to bet out because I don't want any other pairs coming off flush cards. Horrible turn card, table 2, going to check it, pot control. 3-handed, table 6, going to call it. Usually I won't call that, but since we're 3-handed, very well might have the best hand. 4 to a straight, table 2, gotta check it down. Probably got the best hand, table 6. Want to get calls from worse hands, so we're not going to bet that big. Table 6. Probably have the best hand with pair of 4s. Good implied odds. Good board, table 1, gonna c-bet it. Table 1, I did think I'd probably have the best hand, but as soon as that c-bet's big, I'm just gonna let him have it. Table 6, he doesn't fold the c-bets that often, so it's not going to be profitable to c-bet that board, or any board really. Table 1, the guy seems to just give up when he doesn't have it, and he's finally fighting back. So I'm gonna fold, seeing as he's shown me aggression. Ace 8, I'm on the button, so I'm gonna call it. Set, table 4. The guy's overbetting it. There's no reason that I need to fast play it on that board. Now I'm just going to shove the turn and have the best hand so often. Flirt, table 2. High card comes off, we're going to bet big, hopefully take it down. Table 1, 80%, 85% of the time we're going to have the best hand. He's not going to put us on a 6 here, so I'm going to bet again. Table 2, so many people call. Probably just going to check down table 2. When he instantly checks table 1, I'm going to bet any turn card. Oh yeah, table 2, I connected my 8s, didn't even see that. So, I don't think anyone's got better than 8s, so I'm going to put just a small value bet out there to get called from 5s, maybe deuces. Table 6, that looks like, depending whether to call or raise. I'm going to raise it this time, Jack Queen suited. Table 1, I've been c-betting him a lot, even though that is an ace high board. I'm just going to check it this time. Get re-raised table 6, obviously fold. Gonna check once, table 3. I don't usually slow play trips ever, but in case that ace comes off and it hits someone in, like it did, hopefully it's hit someone, and I can get more value out of it, like here. I don't see much value in raising. I've got the backdoor flush as well. Don't want to scare him off his ace, so I'll possibly raise the river. And we hit quads. Best river card. If someone's got the ace, they're betting, they're calling basically any bet. But nobody has the ace, unfortunately, it seems. I'm going to hope that somebody does have the ace anyway, and overbet the pot. Draw heavy board, table 1. Table 5. Gonna c-bet that board, second pair. And table 3, this guy's really thinking about it, so hopefully he has the ace and he pays us off. And he does pay us off. I don't know why he's checking that turn. Table 5, horrid turn card, check, fold probably. He could be betting a flush draw table 5, but I think he's going to have the jack more often than not. Or even the ace high flush draw, so I'm going to fold it. Great board, table 1, c-bet. Take it down so often. Their perception of me on table 1 must be like that I'm a fish, because of my stats if they have a hood, which is always good. This guy's probably got ace 8 of hearts or something on table 2, and that's why he's shoving the flop. C-bet table 1. Get insta-raised. Obvious fold. unless I had a read on him, which I don't. Bad flop, table 1, hits his range. Gonna check fold it. Probably calling table 3. Good, not anymore, but I was going to because I was on the big blind getting good pods and implied odds. And this guy I bet is quite near to the, well, 2/3 of the pot on table 5. I don't think I've got the best hand. Could easily have the ace. Seems like a solid player, so I'm going to fold it. Don't know why he's betting that turn card. I think he's basically repping that he has a queen here. And he instantly checks table 1. I might have the best hand, but I'm not sure, so gonna fire out a kind of bluff on table 1 to get him off all higher 8s, which I think he could have. Table 3, this guy doesn't fold to c-bets, check it. Table 2, pretty bad flop, check it. It's not a turn card that I want to be firing on. It gives another flush draw out there, so I'm just going to check it down on table 2. And he overbets for some reason, don't know why. Could have fired out a bluff on table 3 on the river, probably should have done. Table 1, against this loose passive guy, I'm just going to bet for value all the way. If we get raised, I'm not going to be happy there. Putting him on a king now, definitely. King queen, king jack, king ace. Hopefully it's king ace. Don't see why he's got 3-5 or anything, so I'm going to fire out a value bet on the river, and I get insta raised, brilliant. It's such good pods that I don't think I'm ever good here. I don't even think I'm going to be good 1 out of 5 times on table 1, so I'm going to fold it. Table 2, call against the loose aggressive guy, it seems. build table 2. Isolate the limpers and get more money into the pot table 2. Two pair, so probably have the best hand, 2/3 of the pot, and the worst river possible. Table 5, check it. Nuts, table 5. But there is 4 to a straight, so I'm going to bet too big, so I want to get a call. Table 6 against min raising us, hope to hit a 6 and stack him. Table 2. I don't think I'm getting this guy off an overpair. I'm just going to call in my open ender and see what it does on the turn. Hit our straight, but there is a full house possibility and a flush draw possibility on table 2. And when this guy bets massive on table 2, probably not good. Looks like a full house. And that's easy fold now, definitely. What did this guy have? Yeah, nut flush. Table 6, c-bet, that board is very dry. This guy's clearly a fish, this guy's Don't know what he's doing with ace 10. Nuts, table 6. Fire out a value bet. Table 3, this guy's tight. Like, he's actually nitty, so I'm not going to call with Queen King. Bad reverse implied odds versus that guy, I think. Same on table 4, the guy's nitty. So I'm just going to call it. I don't think I'm getting called by better. I mean, I don't think I'm getting called by worse hands. I'm going to no, I'm just going to check it down. Table 6, the guy's a fish. Top set, table 1, dry board. Safe to slow play, I think. Now we can raise it. I imagine someone has got a flush draw on table 2. And this guy's donk betting, which is nice. So when he donk bets, I'm going to hope he's got a 2-pair type hand. That one of them's got a 2-pair type hand on table 2, and I'm going to bet. I'm actually just going to ship the river on table 2 and get maximum value. Table 1, horrid position that we're in. I'm going to call it table 1. And I obviously can't fold table 1. So I guess I'm just going to check raise him all in. He's 3-betting me again, table 4, when I have a big hand. I'm not folding, I'm going to call. So I rate to have the best hand quite a decent amount of time to make this profitable. Table 6, he bets quite big into that pot. Hopefully that ace will slow him down. Insta bets table 4. Table 1. Gonna take it down. Dilemma, table 4. If I call this, I have to call the river. The only thing that I can realistically beat is jacks. Even 10s, 8 and 9s beat me, so gotta fold it. And this guy has shown quite some aggression. Patch, even though his HUD says he's quite passive. Anyway, got a 3-bet him on table 4. He doesn't like folding 3-bets, so that's good, seeing as we have ace king. Fish bets open raises on table 5, I mean. Good implied odds with this hand. Gonna call it. And once he checks to us, we think he's probably got nothing, so c-bet here, well, betting and trying to take the pot down is going to be profitable. Table 5 usually. Just going to check it back. He's probably calling me down with ace high or some junk. Table 1, if he had a queen, I think I might have the best hand, table 1. He might just be trying to steal it. I don't know why he wouldn't bet the ace if he had a flop, on the flop, but he had 9s, alright. Don't know why he's betting that much on the turn. Table 4, fish, gonna c-bet it. I really probably should have called table 1 with them pot odds. This guy calls out an isolation raise, table 5. It's a good flop for us. Gonna bet just over half the pot. Get calls from 10s. Table 3, there's a nit in the big blind. Gonna steal his blinds. A great flop for us. I don't expect him to fold to the flop bet, but I'm going to try and build the pot up. Wow, get raised. Getting 3-1 pots, table 3. Have the backdoor flush as well, so I'm going to call it. And now we have the flush draw as well. So this is definitely going to be I just wondering whether I should call or raise. They did check raise me, so I guess I would call in. Table 2, gonna value bet the fish. Table 3, trying to figure out what he's got. Check raises that flop. Oh, I think betting's the only way I can win it anyway. So I'm going to fire out a bet. Hope to win it. And I do. That turn card isn't the best. I mean, that river card on table 2 isn't the best. I don't want to get raised, so I'm going to check it and call a bet probably. Table 1, the guy's very tight, folding ace king. Probably got aces, kings or queens there. Like I said, on table 3, when that loose passive guy was raising us, I think he must have had nothing, because why would he check back the river after check raising the flop and like instantly fold the river basically? And he bet quite big on a turn as well. So it was either pocket tens, maybe, or it was just air, I think. Donk bets into us in table 1, got to call 1 street at least. Nice flop, table 3. This guy's a complete nit. So he could have the ace, but he could also have other cards like high pocket pairs which aren't folding. So I'm going to value, and I think that king's obviously not the greatest card because he could have kings full, but pretty sure he'd probably raise with them. So if there were no flush draws out there, I would check the turn to get calls from lower pocket pairs on the river, such as tens or jacks, which I think he probably had. But as soon as there's flush draws on there, I don't want to check it and then a flush card come in the river, because that's a bit of a scare card. It's not going to help with me getting paid off either if he has tens or jacks and then a flush card comes. So that's why I decided to bet the river, the turn. Don't want to bluff the fish, table 2, just going to give up on it, even though it's a limped pot anyway, so. Table 5, we have the button, that's all that matters. Good enough hand to raise with, because I've got a high card. Table 3, a nit and a tight player in a small and big blind. Easily play them, so I'm going to raise it and take it down. Queen 9 suited is not a bad hand anyway, especially on the cutoff. Fold ace these by the implied odds if I hit an ace. I'll probably bring up some more tables now because there's no fish on table 3. Ace 10, definitely good enough to raise. Cut off seat. I'm raising much lighter hands than ace 10 on table 4. Hit a flush draw. Table 5. Gonna be aggressive with it. dry flop against the fish, but it's a fish nevertheless. So if he's got a jack or a 5, he's paying us off more than one street. So we're going to value bet it. Checking that flop on there, table 1. Got to check some flops, you can't bet everything, otherwise people won't believe you. And they'll start getting funky and start raising your c-bets and start floating you, which you don't want. Once that ace comes, table 1, got the best hand majority of the time. But it is a scare card, so when I get calls from queens, jacks, I'm not going to bet too much on it. Fish raises. We rate to have the best hand a good amount of time here on table 4, but I don't want to raise because if two overcards come like this, it's going to be tough to play out of position against the fish in a 3-bet pot. So we're going to check it, and if he c-bets, then he's basically telling us he has something because he's got a very low c-bet, but when he checks like that, I'm going to be betting to get calls from his flush draws, his 8s, and other type hands like that. I don't think he'd have an ace or queen there very often because he'd probably bet them on the flop. Great flop, table 4, just value bet the hell out of him like per usual. Hope he has something. So we've done this a couple of times now and he's insta checking back, so it shows to me that he's probably got like a 5 or something and he's fed up of us betting, so we're going to keep barreling. And I'm thinking of putting a small value bet out on the river. I know it seems quite thin, but nah, I'm going to check it. And yeah, you can see we've c-bet him so many times that he's calling us down very light now on table 4. He basically missed that flop but thought ace high was good. And when he insta calls like that, it tells me that he doesn't want me to bet again. So I'm going to keep betting. If I had air there, I just wouldn't bluff him though. There's no point, because he'd probably call us down with ace high. When this guy bets pathetically, we're going to try and take it away. Shows weakness on table 5. Should take this pot down a good amount of time, like 60-50%. And then this is such an easy fold. Even if I had like a king here with a medium kicker, he's limping min raising, which I don't think he's going to be doing with a flush. He's probably got a monster here. Judging by his name, he's probably not that good either. Saminator. And he's playing one table at a time, so yeah. Looks like a weak player and a fish. Bet the draw aggressively, table 6. Could have 3-bet that on table 6 actually. Definite 3-betting hands, seeing as it's suited and I'm in the big blind and it's probably steal. But I decided to play small ball poker most of the time now. I used to 3-bet tons, but now I've cut down on it since I've switched to deep stack poker. Table 4. He is betting quite big, but he could have 2 high cards, and we have good implied odds anyway, especially since it's deep stack, so I'm calling this all the time. He insta checks that flop, but it's just too draw heavy to bet at it. And we're only getting better hands to call, so it's just going to check it down and hope that we win. And yeah, he's probably trying to trap us. He insta bets that turn, so I think he's got something there. Like probably an ace actually. Table 1. Good implied odds 4-1. Gonna call it. And I've got fishy stats on table 1 at the moment. That's mainly due to that heads up play that I did. C-bet table 5. He's a fish, I might well have the best hand if he calls, and I don't want him to suck out. So I think it's going to be profitable c-bet. And when he has nothing, he could just fold like that he did then. It's safe to say that this guy is a very weak player. Saminator. Just from the 3 hand samples that we've had of him. I'm going to cross this one off. He bets neither full pot on table 1. Don't have the best hand the majority of the time, so I'm going to fold it. Even at his second pair. Table 3 probably got the best hand. Gonna see about this board. Gonna be profitable. Such a dry board that it's gonna miss him so often. King 6, table 3, definitely good enough for a raise. If somebody open raises like that loose passive guy, then I'm just going to fold it. We're probably dominated on table 3 if we call with King 6, even though we do have the button. This guy looks, I don't think he's got much on table 6. Gonna raise him. And then c-bet the flop. I think it's probably better to 3-bet table 6 with that hand than call out of position. Four, 5 suited, table 4. Don't have enough hands on him to. He's basically unknown at the moment. We can see he's fairly tight at the minute, but 4, 5 suited just isn't good enough. And he's only a short stack on table 4 as well. 100 big blinds. It's not very deep for deep stack poker. Semi good flop, table 2. Gonna bet at it. Take it down. 9, 10 against short stack, tight player, not good enough. Maybe if I was on the button, maybe. Big raise by the fish. It's a tough decision, table 3. Gonna fold it. Especially since there's a nit that's limping in as well. Good pot, table 2. The reason why I called table 2 was because if this guy doesn't have queens, kings or aces, and he folds on the flop, and then I hit a king or queen and get heads up with a fish, then he's going to be profitable. Not the best card, table 1, but still going to bet at it. Because I didn't want that river card to come off, so now he's going to bet and I'm going to fold. Pretty horrible, but nothing I can do. Table 3, probably have probably split in the pot. I'm going to go for the overbet steal, table 3. Why not? It's worth a try. Probably have the best hand, table 5. Gonna bet half the pot to get calls from smaller pocket pairs, ace highs. Now he's checking out river. Table 2, his PFR's so low, so if I hit a set, I'm gonna get paid off by his overpair. Oh, which I do. So we can see some fireworks. Table 2, hopefully. I'm gonna check raise him, and then hopefully his overpair of aces, kings, queens will pay us off. Oh dear, he doesn't have one. He probably has ace king or ace queen then, unfortunately. But what I'm counting on now is that the loose passive guy to my left has something, which he does. Not the best with a card. Fills out straights that you're going to have. Just get paid off by a 10, hopefully. Checking it with table 6. Yep, we get paid off. Table 1. Betting the middle pair in a limp pot, why not? And yeah, he paid us off with Jack 10, which is a mediocre hand that he shouldn't have paid us off with. Which is what we were going for anyway. Table 1, just checking on that 10 card. Never fold into min bets. And he sucks out us on us on the river. Brilliant. Weak. Fish calling station, actually. And I am now a whale. Table 6, deep stack poker, calling with pocket pairs there every single time. Try and set mine. It's really profitable, deep stack poker. Especially since all these guys pay us off constantly. Damn you, Buran, I would have hit my set as well. Good pot odds, table 2, gonna call it, and implied odds. Value bet the fish, table 1. Top 2 pair, but he has nothing. Well, I don't know he's a fish, but he's Definitely a weak player. Sure, let's call table 5, why not? Off one gapper. Could take somebody's stack. Bad reverse implied odds table 4, so I'll fold in that a6. Limped in pot table 5, gonna bet out. For some reason we get min raised. Basically wanting to catch a 6 out of 8 on a turn here. I think I have the implied odds to do so when he min raises. Not anymore though. It is suited under the gun. Sometimes it's a raise, sometimes it's a fold. But there's a fish to my right, so I decided to raise it. This guy seems very aggressive. Table 6, slow play, out 2 pair. And he probably has nothing on table 6. So I'm going to put out a modest bet to hopefully get calls from queens. And I do. I think he had a queen then. Oh, I jacks. That 10 card was not the nicest. This guy dong bets into us. Probably trying to steal the pot. Just going to raise him right now. And yep, table 3 we got the fold. I think he had air. When he sees the paired board, he thinks that we don't have anything, so he's trying to steal the pot away from us, which I'm not going to allow, because the pot's mine. Table 1 over pair, good enough to c-bet. And he min raises. Goddamn min raises, man. Do my head in. Table 1, don't see why he'd have a 2. Looks like a good card that he can double barrel on if he's bluffing a turn. Yeah, we had the best hand. Good call, me. I don't know why he's raising that flop. Loose. Aggressive. If he is raising that flop, I don't think he should be double barreling that turn card either. So we clearly have something. And his 3-bet is high enough to make this profitable call pre-flop. We're gonna have the best hand here, a good amount of the time. But who we're really bothered about is this Barber Losses guy. He could have something. We got to fold to that bet. Nothing we could do much. When that loose passive guy overbets the flop. It's pretty horrid. C-bet standard table 5. Table 3, there's no fish on it, so I'm going to leave that one. isolate limper, the weak player, table 5. Don't expect him to fold very often, especially not now. We lose to ace king, queen, ace 10, ace 9 and tie with ace jack, so that's not the best board that we could have hoped for at table 5. So we're not going crazy with ace jack here. Someone could have the 2 pair and they could have 9, 10, especially this future guy. So there's no real bad turn cards that can come, but seeing as that bet is incredibly weak, I don't want the other guy's call and stuck out on me, so I'm going to isolate this guy, the weak player, and be cautious if future or Pescar calls behind me. And I'm going to fold if any of them raise. That's not the best card, turn card in the world. Ace 8 now beats us as well. Nine 7 suited, I think that's good enough. 4-handed 7 king suited, cut off is good enough. Now when this future guy calls behind us and he's got low aggression, it's safe to say that a good amount of the time I'm going to be beat here on table 5. I think around 50% of the time I've got the best hand, and equally 50% of the time I've got the worst hand. So, not the worst hand, but the hand that's drawing, or maybe even drawing dead, so I'm going to check behind. And this future guy bets out, yeah, he's slow playing something good, it's just a fold, insta fold. He's probably got 2 pair there, which was what I was afraid of. And this dumbass player on the right of us cost us more money, seeing as we had to raise him. Table 2, just gonna bet that flop. This guy could have the ace easily. Table 1, horrid wet flop, gonna check it. I don't think it's folded anything on table 1, so I'm gonna check it down. Let's see how much money we're up, or down. I should be up there, I think. Alright, that's nice. We're up just over 1 buy-in, and for deep stack that's pretty nice. $30, just under $30. I think I played pretty good this session. Haven't made any major mistakes. 6-5 offsuit. This guy doesn't fold too often. Well, he folds a reasonable amount, but 6-5 offsuit is just not good enough against this guy in this situation on table 2, so I'm going to fold it. King 9 suited, tempting to play, but there's a fish on the button, so I'm going to fold that one as well. And there's a guy who 3-bets us quite often, which we don't want behind us, so that's why I folded King 9 on table 1. If the fish was in the big blind or the small blind and we have position, I would have definitely open raised it. Isolate the limper on table 1, but we have a fish behind us who's calling everything under the sun. Mark him as a fish. Mark him as a... I still don't know if he's... I think he's... Well, he's limping everything. So, he's a fish. Going to get a walk with aces maybe on table 1. Since the fish has gone out, unfortunately. And yes, we do. how horrible. So this guy on table 2 3-bets us. His 3-bet percentage is really high, so I wasn't going to fold out of 4-bet pre-flop. Yeah, he bets so low on table 4. Getting good enough odds, I think. Implied odds to call this. And why the heck are you betting that turn? That just makes no sense, betting ace high on that turn. Especially with the size the bet he did. And he checks the river. That makes no sense. It's like his value betting ace high. I didn't want to fight my bluff on table 5 when I had that queen king, because he's just going to calm me down with everything. I'm not going to isolate limp on table 2, instead I'm going to try and hit a flush, nut flush, because he is very nitty. And when that board comes, I'm just going to bet out, since it was a limp pot. No one's taken the initiative yet, so I'm going to take it on table 2. Table 3, got a call, he's on the button. Good enough pot odds. When he c-bets, he's c-betting only his hands, so I'm going to fold. Good turn card, table 2. Gonna bet again. Could have the best hand, I think. Gonna put a blocking value bet out there. And he has 2 pairs, so yeah, this guy's extremely nitty. I don't know why he's limping into Jack 8 pre-flop. Light 3-bet 10 queen on table 3, sometimes I'll call with it. C-bet table 3. He could have the ace. Gonna give up table 3. 5-6 really, wow. His aggression was so low that he could have been trapping, I feel. That's why I didn't fire a river bet. And if he's got a pocket pair like 10s, I don't think he's believing us, so that's why I checked the river. Table 4. This guy won't fold to a 3-bet. I'm getting pretty good odds. And implied odds, so I'm going to call it. Table 1, bad reverse implied odds. Table 4, don't want to bluff him. We're getting about 4 to 1, just under 4 to 1, table 4, and they're about 6 to 1 to hit my actual straight, but I think the implied odds are there, so I'm going to call it and check back the river. I think if we bet on the river, I don't think it's folding king queen, so I think it's fine calling the turn. And if I raise the turn, I don't think I'm getting a fold from him, that's why I didn't raise it. Nate on table 3, just going to raise it and take his blinds, why not? If you see any aggression by the Nate, just going to fold, insta-fold virtually everything that's not the nuts pre-flop. I think this concludes the session. So I'm up overall $18, not bad.